In Paris, a long time ago, an aristocratic lady named Madame Adelaide lived in a large house with her 4 cats. Marie, Toulouse and Berlioz. That was the name of the kittens, while Duchess, a beautiful white cat, was their mother. Madame Adelaide loved them all more than anything else. They were her Aristocats. The cats often indulged in their favorite pastimes. Toulouse loved to paint. Marie, on the other hand, preferred singing, while Berlioz played the piano. Edgar, the butler, also lived in Madame's house. Edgar did not like Madame's little ones. He hated tidying up the rooms after the kittens had finished playing, preparing their lunch, and even tying their ribbons around their necks. One day Madame Adelaide had made herself beautiful because she was expecting a guest, the lawyer Georges Aucourt, an old and very dear friend of hers. They had important things to discuss. Adelaide, in fact, wanted to make a will. She had already decided to whom she would leave her wealth.
I simply wish to have the cats inherit first. Then, at the end of their lifespan, my entire estate will revert to Edgar.
The butler, who was eavesdropping, couldn't believe his ears.
And I come after the cats,
he exclaimed in despair. Those cats had to go. Edgar immediately devised an evil plan. He would put some sleeping pills in the cream the cats liked so much to make them fall asleep. Then he would take them far away from the fabulous inheritance. When the butler brought them the delicious Edgar's custard, the kittens were delighted. It really was a dream dish. In fact, shortly after, they were all fast asleep. As soon as it was dark, Edgar put the kittens and Duchess in a basket and went out into the night lit by the full moon. No one saw him take his motorcycle, load the sleeping cats on board and leave for the countryside. Everything was going according to plan. Edgar stopped only when he was sure he was far from the city. Then the cats would not find their way home. The basket with the cats was abandoned under a bridge, on the bank of a stream. Soon afterward a storm broke out and thunder woke Duchess and the kittens. Where were they? Who had brought them there, to that cold, dark place? The disconsolate cats huddled together in the basket. Duchess thought sadly of Madame Adelaide.
She'll be so worried when she finds us gone.
She sighed. Finally, that sad night ended and the sun came out. O'Malley, a cheerful stray cat, was walking near the stream when he saw Duchess. She was beautiful. O'Malley approached to get to know her. Duchess was also attracted by that strange cat. Duchess asked the stray if he could show her the way to Paris. Meanwhile, one by one, the kittens had come out of the basket, intrigued by the truly aristocrat type. O'Malley, generously, offered to help them.
leave the rest to J. Thomas O'Malley. We shall fly to Paris on a magic carpet,
said the stray as he jumped onto the branch of a tree. When the magic carpet, or milk van, approached, O'Malley stopped it by jumping on the hood and surprising the poor milkman who, frightened, immediately stopped the vehicle. Taking advantage of the stop, O'Malley was able to get the Aristocats on the van.
All aboard for Paris!
He invited them. After traveling a bit on board the van, however, the cats were forced to get out. The milkmen, in fact, had surprised them while they were having breakfast with the cream he was transporting. Luckily they were on the right direction for Paris. Soon, the five reached the railroad tracks and began following them toward the city. At one point, they found themselves on a bridge.
Look at that bridge! Come on, let's fly train!
He proposed Toulouse to his brothers. But when it was too late to turn back, they saw a train coming at full speed towards them. In an instant the cats were sheltered under the bridge. The heavy locomotive passed just above them, making everything tremble. Toulouse and Berlioz shivered with fear, while little Marie lost her balance and fell into the river. O'Malley screamed,
Keep your head up, Marie! Here I come!
And bravely, despite his aversion to water, he dived in. With difficulty, because of the very strong current, O'Malley managed to grab Marie. When O'Malley reached Duchess, who had climbed up a large branch overhanging the river and who, with one paw, took the little one, scared but safe. Duchess and the kittens had found a true friend, who in a short time brought them back to the heart of their beloved city, Paris. It was already night and the moon was illuminating the roofs. Everything seemed magical. But even Marie, who was usually so romantic, didn't feel like looking around.
Mama, I'm tired.
The kitten murmured, letting O'Malley carry her on his back. Of course, everyone was tired. O'Malley, however, knew a place where they could rest. The place, in fact, was an old attic with a bed and some furniture. And as for resting, better forget about it. An old friend of O'Malley, Scad Cat, a trumpeter cat, and his band of musician cats were in fact playing a frenetic jazz. The attic seemed like a ballroom, full of notes and joy. Duchess and the kittens were introduced to Scad Cat's band and the party began immediately. O'Malley and Scad Cat started dancing, the kittens went wild, and even the very refined Duchess was swayed by the rhythm and agreed to dance with O'Malley. It was now deep in the night, and yet O'Malley and Duchess still had something to say to each other. A very sweet feeling had now grown between them, and O'Malley would have liked Duchess and her little ones to stay with him forever. But it was not possible. They had to go back to Madame Adelaide. The kittens, who had heard everything, sighed.
We almost had a father.
Beliers murmured. The next day, the Aristocats arrived in front of Madame Adelaide's house. While O'Malley and Duchess were saying goodbye, the kittens happily ran towards the villa and, arriving in front of the door, they began to meow. Edgar heard them and with great surprise, because he thought he would never see them again, he jumped up and went to open the door. But as soon as the cats entered the house, the butler, quick as lightning, put them in a sack. Then, hearing Madame Adelaide's voice, he closed them in a trunk. Edgar pushed the trunk out onto the road. He wanted to load it onto a transport truck, which was waiting outside the gate. He would send the cats to Africa. From there they would certainly never return. But O'Malley, who had heard Duchess and the kittens calling for help, wasted no time and rushed to their aid. With a leap he attacked the unsuspecting Edgar from behind. Madame Adelaide, hearing the cat meowing, immediately ran out calling them.
Duchess? Kittens? Come here, my darlings. Where are you?
But when she saw her little friends in the trunk she became furious with the butler, realizing that they'd not mysteriously escaped, as Edgar had told her, but that he had taken them away. Madame Adelaide ordered Edgar to leave immediately and never to be seen again. Then she was finally able to hug her beloved cat again. When she noticed O'Malley she exclaimed,
I think this young man is very handsome. Shall we keep him in the family?
The kittens meow in approval. And so it was. Now O'Malley was also part of the family and together with Duchess, Toulouse, Marie and Beliers posed for a souvenir photo. How happy Madame Adelaide was.
Now, my pets, a little closer together.
The old lady said cheerfully, addressing the cats.
Smile. Say cheese.